Hello and welcome to my channel. I am ZodiacBandit, and today is a Friday where there is no Critical Role. So I've decided that I'm going to rank the Bell's Hells because it's episode 35. We are about the 1/4 mark of this campaign based on previous campaigns going anywhere between 115 episodes and 141 episodes. So I feel like this is about the quarter mark. So I might as well rank them, and then I'm going to rank them again at the halfway, and then I'm going to rank them again at the 3/4, and then after it's all done, I'll rank them again. I've already ranked them a few times, but I've decided that I'm only going to rank them a few more times because, the concept gets old. But I do feel like it's important to take a quarterly check on each of these characters. So, without further ado, here's my rankings, and I want to point out one more thing. I like them all, so if they're lower than you think they should be, let me know. But these are my personal opinions on the characters, so let's get into it. And in last place, also known as 9th, is Bertrand Bell. Yes, I'm doing them all. Bertrand Bell is a short-lived character, and that's the point. He was there to be introduced and to bring the group together, and then die. Which was fine. Perfectly fine. He did that well. He also gave us interesting character relationships, like between him and Dorian, and then him and Imogen, and then him and Ashton. There were fun relationships there that I really enjoyed, but he was only there for, I believe, 3 episodes. I think he might have made it barely into the 4th, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, the character wasn't long-lived, and he was there specifically to get the group together. And he did his job. So yeah, simple as that. He's down here because he didn't do much other than bring everybody together, which I guess is important. But in the grand scope of things, he's not there. So he's got to be down here by default. And in 8th place is Dorian, and he gave us a ton of fun times and moments in his 14 episode stint in this campaign, and he is firmly a character within the Bell's Hells because I believe they named it before he left. So that's what he is. He's a member. He is a member of 2 groups, much like Orym and Fearne. So here he is on this list, and he was fun. I really enjoyed his relationships with both obviously the EXU characters, or the Crown Takers characters, and I really enjoyed his relationship with Bertrand Bell. But most importantly, I really liked how different the relationship with Chetney was when Chetney showed up. Bertrand and him sort of liked each other pretty well from the beginning. They had a little bit of a scuffle, and they earned each other's respect. But Chetney came in and absolutely made him, Travis decided he was going to hate Dorian, and Dorian played it off really well, and it was really fun. Obviously, that's up to Robbie being a great character as well, or a great player as well. And then obviously we got to learn about Cyrus and his brother and more about Dorian's past. Well, here he is a noble, or technically a noble, of the Silken Squall, which is a group that I would absolutely love to run into at some point in this campaign. And maybe that gives Robbie his chance to return. Unfortunately, though, after this, he leaves during the ball with him having to flee. So we didn't get too much Dorian. So it still leaves a ton of room for him to come back. And we're slowly being drip-fed stuff of him as they continuously call out to him, as he took the other half of the Sending Stone pair that they had. So we get to learn things about what he's doing at the time when they reach out to him. So it's kind of fun, and he's a character who's still kind of there, which is interesting. So eventually I hope him and Robbie come back, as I missed the duo. But until then, he's got to be down here at 8th because he isn't as, long-lived as the rest on this game. So down here by default, much like Bertrand. Next is Orym, and he's in 7th place, numbers. We've learned a bunch of fun little things about him, like his placement in the Ashari, his relationship to certain people within the Ashari, like Keyleth specifically. He is a bodyguard, and we learned that he kind of, not necessarily inherited this role, but sort of went up in this role with, kind of heritage, married in heritage. And it's very interesting to me. And we also learned that his quest isn't one of wanting to protect his leader. It's more of a avenging or vengeance storyline where he's seeking these things that killed his husband, and I believe the implication is it also killed his husband's father, but I'm not too sure if that's accurate or not. That's just what I've gathered from it. But I love that it's not just I'm doing it because I want to protect my leader and my people. It's partially I want to get these fuckers for what they did to me, for what they did to my family, my loved ones, and I fucking love it. I love all of his character relations. Him and Imogen have a nice little underlying relationship growing as they sort of seem to connect with each other on their whole "we have messed up families" thing. Their families are sort of distant from them, and to me that's really interesting. Distant in weird ways, obviously, as one's family's dead and the other family is aloof. So that's fun. But I really enjoy this character. The only issue I have with him is that I feel like there's not much more to learn about Orym's backstory. To me, it feels like we've learned as much as we're going to learn about them, and now it's all growth. And that's perfectly fine. But with the other characters who are, who have these deep, rich backstories, his feels sort of weak in comparison. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It feels like a lot lesser and more, contained. Whereas the others seem to have sprawling connections to various different places and various different people. This one feels self-contained to themselves, which I really enjoy. So, and with one thread connecting to Odahan. But I really enjoy it. I really enjoy that, but I do think that there's not much more room to learn about them and more what they're going to learn from now on. So I feel like we've learned as much as we're going to learn about their past, which in this wacky group of characters is a limitation on Orym, unfortunately. The rest of Orym, love it. I love the way that he's role-played by Liam. I think Liam is killing it in the description department when he's attacking people, and he is showing that you can be as creative with a fighter as you can with a wizard. And it's perfect. Really like it. Really fun. But I feel like we've reached a limit in learning about the character. I think we know everything about them, or almost everything, and now it's time for them to grow, and we're going to watch them grow. Which isn't bad, but not as good as the other characters, because they have a lot more to learn about each of them from what I feel. So next, in 6th, is Chetney, and I love this character. I think Travis is playing him brilliantly. I think he's funny as hell. I love his antics. I think he is a great character. I love that we finally get to see someone play Blood Hunter further than level 5. I believe they're level 7 now. So, really fun, and I really enjoy it. I like Gurge. I like his relationships with all the other characters. I don't want to say will they, won't they with Fearne, but it's sort of there's a lot of sexual tension there, if you get what I mean. I find that hilarious. I like that he's kind of adopting, like, some sort of relationship with Imogen as if he's some sort of father figure, but not at the same time. It feels more like a distant uncle that you can come talk to every once in a while. And I really enjoy how FCG and him have been getting along. I really enjoy that, and FCG, confided in him in the whole bird situation, and which I really thought was cute because they're both really small. I really enjoy this character. However, I feel like we've learned next to nothing about them. We know where they're from, or where he's from. We know there is someone looming in the darkness within Chetney's backstory, and about that, that's about it. We know that they have family, but they don't care, or he doesn't care, and it just, we don't know a whole lot about them. It even seems to me, based on the vision that Chetney had in episode 35, or it was 34, that Chetney's also lying about how he became a werewolf. So, I don't know, it feels weird to me, and I feel like I can't wait to learn more, but much like way back when we first looked at these characters, I wanted more from FCG, and we've gotten that, so now I want more from Chetney. So, yeah, definitely want more from Chetney, because I don't know how much we've truly gotten from them, which to me is bad, but I really enjoy how much more it seems we can learn about them, if this all makes sense. Simple as that. I want more from Chetney. I find them funny, find them, the relationships to be great, but I need more of that sweet, sweet backstory to be spelled out in form. And in 5th, I have FCG, and I've loved everything we've learned about FCG. They went from a sort of joke character to one that is so riddled with tragedy, it's not even funny. And I've enjoyed every second of what we've learned about them. However, I feel like, and that's just me, we don't know anything. We have learned so much, yet so little about this character. We know of their most recent past. I want to learn about everything way back in the day. They are in an Aortorm, Aoratom, a robot from Aor. That's what it is. And they used to be basically an assassin robot willing to kill off other people from distant lands other than Aor because they're political enemies, I would assume, and they were just getting chopped down by these assassin robots from Aor, and FCG happens to be one of those. And that is literally all we know about what they were doing. I want to learn so much more about FCG's past. I really cannot wait for them to interact with D, the mysterious, vendor that found them and then sold them to Dancer. I'm glad we got to learn about the whole Dancer situation, about how they were the monster the whole time and they just snapped one day. And I like how we've learned everything from Imahara Joe, because Imahara Joe is a perfect vehicle for us to learn about this character from an outside source. I thought it was great. I've enjoyed every second of learning about FCG. I want more. Just like Chetney, I want so much more. But because I feel like we've learned more about FCG, I'm putting them higher than Chetney. Because I've had that sweet taste, and I want more. I want more. Give me more of the metallic taste, please. This metaphor is now lost on me, and I'm moving on. And in fourth, I have Imogen. I have loved this character's growth. We don't know too much about the backstory, but with everything that's been going all around them lately, she has just become a totally different and more unique character as time goes on. First of all, her connection to Rudis is awesome. I loved everything we got to learn about Rudis through her and through Fearne, and I'm really enjoying her connection with Odahan and obviously Rudis. I'm enjoying that we get a physical change every time something bad happens to her, and I love the sort of ups and downs she's had with other characters. She's gone through the biggest of roller coasters with Laudna, and it hurts everyone's soul, as we can all tell by the reactions on everything. And, this character's just been a load of fun. This is the opening arc. I would imagine there's probably been 2 or 3 arcs, but this is like the biggest arc we've had so far for this campaign, and she and Fearne have been the vehicle for it, and it's been really, really fun to me. I've been enjoying everything we've learned about everything connected to them. And this character is seemingly going to be a driving force for whatever happens within this limited window that we have left before the Apogee Solstice. So I'm very excited for this character because they have grown and changed so much. They have come out of their shell. She has come out of their shell. She has been forced to sort of move away from her comfortable relationship with Laudna, as Laudna is now, and it's been interesting how well she's been able to connect with other characters like Ashton, immediately finding a bond with Ashton and the need and want to go get their friend back and bring them back to life. I've really enjoyed her relationship with other characters outside of Laudna, and the Laudna relationship is like the perfect icing on the cake because it is such a good one. It is a sisterly one, and for many fans, it is much more than sisterly. I don't know if I disagree or agree with that yet. I need to see more. I want to learn more, and finally, we've been given a little bit of the nuggets about her past, about her mother leaving when she was younger. But wait, no, she didn't. We need to know more about why her father seems to be so distant from her, and I want to know more about Laudna's and her first meetings, because based on that, it seemed Laudna changed her perspective on her powers, and now with Laudna gone, her perspective has shifted back toward them being bad. So I'm very intrigued to learn more about their first moments meeting each other. Super intrigued by this. This character has been amazing, and I'm so excited to learn more. So yeah, moving on to the next one. And in third, I have Ashton. I really enjoy Ashton. I think they have become one of the most interesting barbarians we've ever had, because of all the possibilities. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. I've really enjoyed the history of them going after Joanna Huxham. I've really enjoyed the connections they have to the cities overall, Bassaros and Jushar. They seem to be very connected with it. And I've really just enjoyed the way they've interacted with FCG, Imogen, and Chetney, as they have all sort of different relationships. To me, their relation with FCG is obviously the best, because they understand each other on a note that most other players don't understand each other, as they came in from different groups. FCG and them connected immediately and have just been sort of there together ever since. Obviously this relationship predated the campaign, but I've really enjoyed how they've sort of kept the same relationship the whole time, of mutual respect, and understanding of each other. And then with Imogen, they seem to have a brother-sisterly bond going on between the two of them. I've really enjoyed that, as every time Imogen sort of does something, Ashton backs her up immediately, which has been very fun for me. And then obviously with Chetney, as they first butted heads initially, much like when Bertrand and Ashton butted heads. But this one was more of a butting of heads over money, and then it shifted into butting heads over getting their wooden gifts, and then it shifted into just butting their heads because they know each other, like to butt each other's heads. And I've really enjoyed it. I've really liked the characters. They seem to play with each other a lot, and it's fun. Been really enjoying Ashton. But then we get the meat and potatoes of Ashton, of they used to be soft, and, you know, all of this, I'm in constant pain, but pain is strength, and strength is pain. What is happening? I am so excited to learn more about their powers, about themselves, and what is this memory of them, you know, seeing their parents and the mask that they found in the Twilight Museum, and the whole elemental thing going wrong and people being sent flying. I'm so excited to learn more about the possibilities of Ashton. It's not even funny. And this character has been just extremely fun. I love the way they react to things, where they're sort of reserved, they don't care, and then once something happens where they need to show emotion, they show some of the most emotion. Immediately saying, we gotta get Laudna back. Immediately leading the charge to figure out who killed Bertrand Bell. This character has sleeper moments and sleeper tendencies to wake up and just do things, and I really enjoy it. Super excited to see what they do next. And at number 2, we have good old Fearne. I love Fearne. I think she is so much fun, and learning everything we've learned about her family, about her connection to the Seelie Court and the Unseelie Court, the Ruidus Moon, Ira, all of these characters who have slowly been showing up throughout the campaign. It's amazing. I've really enjoyed the way they react to all of it, which seems to be the most interesting. I've never understood why, you know, people believe the first thing they hear when it comes out of a relative's mouth. Fearne embodies this idea to the max, as she doesn't trust a single thing anyone says outside of the Hells, and it's amazing. I've really enjoyed it. She didn't trust you, she didn't trust her parents, she didn't trust Ira. It's been awesome. I've been enjoying every single bit of her kleptoness, her constantly wanting to steal shit, constantly wanting to fuck with people. I've been enjoying this wacky character, and all behind it is a very innocent character. One who's been both hurt and both understanding what's been going on around them. Fearne believed her parents were doing the right thing. And then when she learned they were doing the right thing, but in the wrong way, it's been kind of interesting. And then knowing that Maury, her grandmother, or adoptive grandmother, if you will, sort of stole 90 years away from her when it should have only been like 6, is nuts. So, very intriguing. I'm very, very excited to see what happens next with this character, as their sort of story has been kind of put on hold for now. And I'm excited to see where they go next, because you never know where Fearne's gonna go, because she's insane. And I love every second of it. She is chaotic fun. I heard people say chaotic stupid. That is not the case. This is very much chaotic fun, and I've very much been enjoying it. And obviously this only leaves one character left, and that's Laudna. I love this character. I love the way Marisha roleplays her. I love the connection to Campaign 1. I'm loving the connection to a villain in Campaign 1. I'm loving how everyone is reacting to her death, as they all cared. She was the light, the happiest person in the Hells, even though she should have been the saddest. But the saddest thing, or the worst day of her life, has already happened. So what has she got to be angry about? I fucking love it. This character's been amazing, and the way she's been interacting with Delilah, Imogen, and every other character has been amazing. Not to mention, Pate is a highlight every time they show up. I love the whole dollhouse shenanigans with Sashimi. I've been really just enjoying this character everywhere. There's nothing I don't like about Laudna. I think she's been awesome. I think she's been hilarious. I think she's been fun. And one of the most intriguing, as I really want to understand the Hollowed One race or sub-race way more. Because in the book, the Tal'Dorei game book and the Wildmount book, it's kind of just there, and they talk about like a lot of the flavor that comes with it, but they don't necessarily describe what it did or how it became what it is. Now, there is a passage talking about it being something that happens in Wildmount, but to look over that, Delilah's from Wildmount, so There you go. It actually still works if you read the book. So it's awesome. I really do enjoy that. And this character's just been fun. It is Marisha's magnum opus. She has been playing her so well, and she has not a single bad relationship with any of the characters. Never did it start out bad. She's always been optimistic. I've really enjoyed it. The way she plays her in combat, the way she plays her in social situations has been amazing. As every time a new person looks at her, she's like, "Why are you looking at me weird? I know I'm dead, but I'm happy. Why are you looking at me weird?" I love it. And if you watch her just play the character on the table as she like turns her head and snaps it quickly or slowly and does weird things with her eyes as she's looking around, and her hands and her she's been role playing this character perfectly. I've enjoyed the backstory, like I said. I've just enjoyed every single element of this character, and I pray to God she gets revived, because she is literally the best thing that is a part of this campaign, and the table feels so goddamn empty without Marisha. So I really want to see her back because she's necessary. She's so much fun. And for any of you who are saying over the years that she doesn't have a reason to be at the table, screw you. She literally makes the table what it is. This table feels so different without her, and she needs to come back. Bring back my friggin' Laudna, please. She's been amazing. She needs to come back. She's the best character. So there's my rankings and my insanity, as you can obviously tell as the video went on. So, yeah. It's been a week without Critical Role, and it hurts my soul. How are you all feeling about this break? Because I'm starting to really not like it. Because I really, 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 really feel bored on Thursday nights without it. So, yeah. That's just me. I feel bored. Bored without my Critical Role. Anyway, I want to know what your guys' rankings are for the Bell's Hells. And I want you to include Bertrand and Dorian. I got a little bit of flack for not including them last 2 times I did this video. So here they are. And they will forever be in these positions. So there you go. Enjoy. 9th and 8th. Yeah, 9th and 8th. So yeah, obviously this list fluctuates as time goes on. But I do feel like Laudna is going to firmly stay where she is. Like I said before, Chetney is going to move way up this list once we learn more about him. And Fearne is obviously going to stay really high up for me, because I really enjoy Fearne, really enjoy Laudna, and Chetney is a Travis character, and Travis is my favorite player. So eventually, I truly believe once we learn more about Chet, he will be way higher on this list. So yeah, there you go. My list for the quarter mark of Campaign 3. And honestly, who knows if it's going to be the quarter. I don't. Episode 40 might be the quarter. We might already have been past the quarter. We don't know. 25 could have been the quarter for all we know. But, Anyway, moving on. How's your guys' week been? I think I already said that. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.